Good afternoon, everybody. This is Pastor Philip, pastor of True Faith Church on 4750 Veterans Drive, and this is another long-awaited Spirit Nugget. You know, it's been said that he may not come when you want him, but he's always right on time. I disagree with that. You want proof? I give you proof. Moses, when he was born and he grew up in Pharaoh's house, being taught all this wonderful information. When he grew old enough as a man, the Lord had started to stoke in his heart his desire to help his brothers, his Jewish people. Jumped ahead of himself, and he killed an Egyptian guy, scared him to death. He took out running, and he was on the backside. Okay, so before then, God had spoken and prophesied to Abraham about the condition of his descendants, that they would be in bondage for 400 years. And then he would deliver them with a mighty hand after 400 years. That they would spend bondage for 400 years. Well, it was year 390 when Moses killed the Egyptian guy. So an additional 30 years past the date that God said is when the children of Israel got delivered. 30 more years. Okay, that's not good enough. You say that wasn't God's fault. That was Moses' fault. Okay, sure. Daniel in the lion's den. You know the story. Well, he got caught praying. Well, when he got caught, God knew what was going to happen. Daniel trusted God, right? He loved God. He was faithful. He was praying anyway. So the whole night, the king didn't want to kill him. He was trying to figure out a way to keep him from being thrown in the lion's den. Well, God could have helped him figure out a way. Something could have happened before he got thrown in that lion's den. But guess what? No help came. No way got figured out. He got thrown in the lion's den. Now, we know God shut the mouth of the lion. But that doesn't help when you're on your way to the lion's den and you don't know what's going to happen because ain't nothing being said. He don't know nothing. He was thrown in that lion's den. That's late. Okay, that's not enough. The three Hebrew boys, same thing. They did not bow and would not bow. They wasn't scared of the king and said, "We are not afraid of you. We will not bow. God will deliver us. But if he don't, we still ain't bowing." The king was so mad, he stoked the fire 7 times hotter than the first. And while that flame was being stoked, here are the three Hebrew boys waiting on some way from God to deliver. Some kind of way God would deliver. Where they trust in him. They've already stated their trust in him. They already declared how their faith in his power to deliver them. But time kept going. Flames get stoking higher. The king it don't seem like the king is calming down at all. And here are the children of the three Hebrew boys get marched up to this furnace, and they can feel the heat. The closer they get, waiting on God to deliver. The guys that were throwing the guards that were throwing them in died from the heat as they were being thrown in. Now we know the story. We know that they didn't even have a smell of smoke on them, but they got thrown in the fire. That's late. Okay, that's not good enough for you. Okay, Lazarus. Jesus, Martha, and Mary sent a word to Jesus to say, "Hey, our brother's sick. It's urgent. We need you to come. Lay hands on him, pray for him, something, because he is sick and we need your help, Jesus." Now, they understood how travel worked back then. There wasn't no cars, wasn't no planes. They understood they had to get word to him in enough time to help their brother Lazarus, right? And enough time to get the message to him and enough time for Jesus to get back to them, right? So let's say a week went by. right? When he finally got there, it had already been 4 days after Lazarus had died. When he finally got there, it was 4 days after he died. So that means that he spent at least a week, maybe a week and a half before he actually got there, before he took a first step to go toward that direction. That's called late, people. God is late a lot of the times. He is not on time all the time. God is late. Now, here's the key. Here's the thing I want you to take away from this. If God is late, if God chooses that his purpose in your life is to be late, I promise you the deliverance is going to be absolutely phenomenally dynamic. The three Hebrew boys, the fame of these three Hebrew boys, the fame of being delivered in such a manner caused them to be elevated above all of their constituents. They literally got a increase and got a promotion because of what God did for them, because they didn't lose faith. Okay, Lazarus was literally the most famous person in that town, in that region, after Jesus raised him from the dead. Their sisters. Do you know how many people that would be willing to then sow into your life when they know that you have a connection with the God of heaven? How many gifts do you think they got after that? Listen, let me tell you, when God comes in and delivers after he's been late in your life, I'm telling you, it's going to be phenomenal. So have faith. Look up. If God seems to be late on your behalf, don't let the enemy cause doubt to come in, which will cancel everything from happening. Keep the faith and know that if God is late, I promise you it's going to be the best thing that ever happened to you. This has been a Spirit Nugget. God bless.